The following podcast is for entertainment purposes only. The views and opinions expressed therein are solely those of the individual speakers and do not represent those of their employers. The character portrayed by the host should be treated as such. Any similarity to actual events or characters, living, dead, or undead, is purely coincidental, and this broadcast contains heavy imagery and topics. Viewer discretion is advised.
And then they have the true ruler of Universal, Squidward. All right, so we all know you're the ruler of Universal, right? But this guy Jack is coming to take your spot. How do you feel about that? You're gonna kick him out of here. Okay. I'm ready to see you run through that icon's house now, Squidward, okay? You're not scared of anything. Well, I guess when SpongeBob shaves off all his sponge, that's a little scary. Yeah.
Good evening, moviegoers, and welcome to the Kimowood Theater. I'm your host, Kimo, and I bid you welcome to another broadcast of Park from the Silver Screen, the podcast dedicated to teen entertainment, theme parks and homes, and pretty much whatever I'm hyper-fixated. And oh my god, this month has been amazing. From rumors and announcements, it's been amazing, and like I said, I mean, these last 2 weeks especially, with Horror Unleashed, and, I really appreciate everyone talking about it, Epic Universe, team member previews, and, the almost opening, opening of the park, the almost completion, is a nice time to be alive, to quote the good doctor, of course. So, so this episode I really wanted to focus on the rumors and also the subject of one of Universal's teen entertainments of destinations and experiences, but well, wonderful news happened this last Monday, so I'm really going to dedicate this video to the west, well, and Texas is not the west, but you know what I mean. But first I want to talk about in depth about Universal's kids resorts, more so because I already covered, in depth, Horror Unleashed, so it seems proper to cover it now. So this, which Horror Unleashed and Kids Resort are the two the first of two endeavors this new company are doing for regional parks, and more so than Horror Unleashed, this is the one that I want more to succeed. I want more to to be a good a good concept that like I said succeeds, because I want everyone to be in this mindset that Universal isn't really that family friendly, kid friendly. It's never been, sadly, if you compare it to the other company, Disney, where they really build themselves as being family friendly. That's the mantra, where kids and parents can experience together, but you have all the animated catalog, you had all these dark rides, all these. Yes, they do, they have more thrilling attraction, more mature experiences, but it's always focuses on kids, even more Disneyland with the dark rides and pretty much all Fantasyland and such. So Universal isn't really that, it is a brand that never sold on that, on being family friendly, because they never did, despite how much the company uses good old Woody Woodpecker. They're more known for the horror movies, blockbusters and such. So it's not really in a once in a while moon, when they get something of a experience, that's family friendly. Because, well, I'm talking also about Hollywood, but, well, come on, most of them are thrill rides, you know, like Jurassic Park, Mommy, these simulators. There isn't really something like that, at the time, when, so, it comes to no surprise, when in 2010, the Illumination releases Despicable Me with the Minions and such, and, it becomes this, obnoxious success, but at least it becomes something positive for the brand, for the kids, for despite also mean the main ride, they're sold at the time, Mayhem being a simulator, and all those problems with high requirement and such. I'm gonna be honest, I'm just gonna cut that shit, just watch Team Snark's video on on Minion Mayhem, and pretty much the overarching issue they have, um Orlando also had that issue, when opening day, unless, um, until, they open, like in the 90s, late 90s, I don't remember the time date, but they opened, Woody Woodpecker's kids song, with good, properties at the time they own, but, to quote Tony Goldmark, that, when you go to Florida and, they ask the kids playing in 5 of Playland who the Forks, Forks F word 508, but, that was recorded like more than a decade ago, so, we know that it changed, we know that Florida, they're in this mission to be more, the studio park is in this mission to be more family friendly, despite how more cheaply people think it is, like, the Kung Fu Panda experience, the Trolls experience, and the rethemed roller coaster and Shrek's ramp, with the Shrek shoes. Even attributed to, how much of a lower budget, how much of a cut budget, because of Epic and such, and, and even then, Islands of Adventure, opened, with Suslandia run dedicated for for all families, based on the literature of Dr. Seuss, and, to quote Dave Council, from the Dogans, you know, um, uh, Fantasyland without, family team, family teamland without a roller coaster, without a dark ride, probably just this Six Flags, kids area. I don't know, I don't remember the quote, but, it is fantasy like, the place, the Zeusland, and I really admire, how, the whole concept of Islands of Adventure was to be more family friendly, with cartoons and such, it evolved, and, but, despite being, pretty, not that well maintained, from what I heard, the people of the East saying about Zeus Landing. I mean, it seems like a very good land for, for that, what else, So, yeah, oh yeah, and Minions Land, like I said, this squeezing the illumination property dry, how, production central became Minions, Minions Land, the Minion stuff, and, just to make it more cohesive, because in that area of the park, is the Minion Mayhem ride, and they open another experience which, for, replace Shrek 4D, and, the Monster Cafe as well, it was replaced with the Minions Cafe. I mean, I know the Minions thoughts are good, according to Alicia Stella, but it was my baby. It was the place I wanted to live, And while Burning Blade Tavern and Steakhouse are more, I think it will be more than amazing with their food offerings. It's kinda sad it's gone, the Monster Cafe. But gotta say, kind of a missed opportunity. They didn't, clone it to Horror on Lake. Just move all of it to Horror on Lake. So yeah, TLDR, Universal is more of a. It has been is for the longest time. Universal has been considered a very mature, thrill seeker ride where families have been more shelved, more pushed aside. So these new Endeavor Kids Resorts, I hope it changes that. So yeah, last Friday, they properly announced, the kids resorts, located in Frisco, Texas. 2023 was the out January. I don't remember, but in that year they announced, the experience. So yeah, just to paraphrasing quote here, coming to Texas in 2026, Universal Kids Resorts. Universal Kids Resorts is an all-new theme park that inspires the unbridled creativity of kids through play, discovery, and imagination in a way that engages the whole family. Opening in 2026 in Frisco, Texas, the first of kind, this first of kind, this of this first of kind resorts. Wanna be first of a kind? One of a kind. Anyway, this first of kind resort is especially designed and developed for families with young children. Enjoy universal and destination and experiences iconic brand of entertainment, adventure, and fun, bringing to life beloved characters and stories in ways that will wow the youngest theme park goers in totally inclusive ways. So yeah, permits of time, and how much is when research, we all knew this, and there were speculations about what will the lines be, what will the places be, more so because of the concept art, that was show, like in 2023, how how it show each land, if you close it off enough, how Universal had to work with the Frisco, Texas government and such. I mean, I'm not into that thing, but how that collaboration went, and last Friday they pretty much confirmed what will be there, So let's take a look. It's a whole universe built just for kids. A beautiful theme on site, 3,000 room hotel. Well, I think I said that wrong. Will offer a delightful place to stay, play and relax after all the fun of the park, which sits immersive theme lands filled with kids, family rides, playful interactive shows, character meet and greets, and more. Universal Kids Resort is the place where kids rule the day. So, it's always such a fun concept to have a hotel in, in the entrance or being part of the architecture of the park. Biggest example is when Disneyland Paris, open, it has, it has it had a hotel, that literally was in the entrance, and just before Main Street, you have, the Tokyo Disney Sea Hotel, and they have a newer one, when they expanded on Fantasy Springs, the new Timla, and of course Epic Universe with the Helios Hotel. So it's kind of a fun idea, I kinda heard the complaint that the concept art for the hotel was kinda changed, I don't see it, and I can't find the other one, but so far it looks charming, This gives me a lot of energy about, about that defunct Nickelodeon hotel that was located in, Orlando, Not sure if you know that one. The Funkland did a video on that, But how it's promoted, a park for kids run by kids, It's charming. So yeah. So yeah, here's the lands. A collection of your kids' favorite words. Discover lands for Jurassic World, SpongeBob SquarePants, and New Relation Minions, and explore colorful and immersive areas dedicated to DreamWorks animations, Shrek, Puss in Boots, and Trolls. Your kids can also enjoy a costume Gary's Dollhouse experience. So, yeah, like I said, 2010, they milk, the Illuminations IPs and especially Despicable Me with the Minions, but also in 2016, Comcast, the owners of Universal, something like that, um, finally got acquisition of DreamWorks Animation, which, sadly, for that because, bad struggles within the company, and all of that, leading to being by, because Trek 4D in the Trek Teamland, and what else? I think it was just the Shrek property who was mostly used, by that was borrowed, that was used, as a outside property, but they fully own it, and and what happened, we getting, How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berg, in Epic Universe, the whole of Dreamwood Land, there were rumors, that Kidson, about, what to replace Kidson, and there was a rumor before the buyout that they wanted to try, Dreamworks, but now, we have they had the Dreamworks land. So what I'm saying is that Dreamworks is such a profitable, such a flexible property with all the movies they had that it was no surprise they Universal wanted to use it, but even before buying it, but it's a good thing, So here's the things, DreamWorks Shrek. Enjoy oversized fun as you stomp, ride, laugh, and play in Shrek's Ram Team Playground built personally by Shrek. you know, like I said, Shrek is a property that's part of the Universal DNA since the 2000s. It's Shrek 4D opening 2023 to 2023. Before a year before Shrek 2. What else? And there's that infamous Singapore land team to Far Far Away, which didn't call any original attractions. Just had Shrek 4D. It was the castle from Shrek 2. The castle of the castle of Fiona's parents. How and such. And any other type of flat fighting, right? Many people call it disappointing, and I really want to emphasize the Shrek presence because next year we having the release of Shrek 5, and I'm very excited for it. Not only because it's a favorite of mine, it's one of the most, and how much the property, the culture around it has evolved, not to disturb, but the Shrek memes, the Shrek stories, the Shrek fictional tales, make for fans, and in top of all of it, the real valuation of the movies, for better or for worse, but mostly, how people, appreciate Shrek Forever After as a good movie, appreciate the themes of the other two movies, um, you know, uh, because putting aside the memes, jokes, the farts, and whatever. So in this new environment, this new movie will release will be more than fascinating from a film, perspective, from a franchise perspective, from a legacy perspective, and of course a theme park perspective, because it's been more than 50 years since the last one. Yes, I can't. Since the last one, so you'll be curious to see how the franchise evolves. After the newest movie release. Even more with the rumors. About but I don't want to get into it. But and this is very, but it's kind of looking bright. Thanks for the newest release of the Puss in Boots franchise. The sequel, Puss in Boots in last week. How it became so so unanimously like love, because of the art style, the story, the animation, yeah, and pretty much how it succeeds how it was better than the first one and such, which is not surprised that Puss in Boots is one of the lands featured here in Kids Resorts. It's a legendary day with Puss in Boots in Del Mar as the kitty abduction drive is full swing with colorful decorations, sideshow games, fun rides, and festive food. You know, um, that's part of the sequel. Oh yeah, and that setting also appears, in the in Orlando's DreamWorks land, in the Shrek land. So for better or for worse, I hope it does for the better, because this jolly good fellow called attraction ideas, pitch, what if they took far away after the successful Trek 5, located in the Lost Continent, the place here where that it's going to be salvaged eventually, and I also have my pitches, for what could a far away in the domestic parks could be, but that's a story for another day, um, oh yeah. DreamWorks Trolls. You're invited to the most colorful, most joy-filled, of course, most glittery music festival of all time, and it pretty much it shows how age I am, how old and disheveled I am, that I don't really care about the franchise. Kids does. I always remember the first one and the grandma meme, and the second one, the world tour, and the third one, and those weird and bizarre designs for the antagonists that I still can't believe they're part of the franchise, but like I said, Trolls is also part of the Universal Kids DreamWorks land, so what else? Oh yeah, speak of the devil. Speak of the minions. Let the games begin as Illumination minions overrun a peaceful vacation retreat when yellow minions attempt to rein in the purple counterparts, a lead to a wave of unpredictable water soak fun. So you can have Universal with the minions without the minions, so it's worth mentioning that other Illumination properties have been used in the parks, mostly here in Hollywood, with Secret Light of Pets on the leash, a very charming ovni mover ride, which I know I'm playful with when a park has or the West Coast has, exclusive usage, rights, but I do hope it's cheap to they somehow, move it to Orlando, There's been rumors and concepts of, what if they put it on Sting Alley or the New York area, or replace, Jimmy Fallon with that, which makes sense because I suppose, I remember he saying that, the Secret Life of Pets, which, the acronym is SLOP, which is so funny, is located in New York, so, it's a good thing, if you care for that in the studios part, which, is always a mess, So, back to the point. Yeah, this is very fun, because it reminds me of the second movie, and I don't know why I remember this, but the second movie, where the purple minions, the evil versions, that were enhanced by a powerful serum, and how they were kidnapped one by one, and sent into this tropical island. It was a tropical island, or they were in an enclosed location. I don't remember, but gives me that vibes. They were so. I don't know why you remember that, but there was this app, for phones and tablets called Minion Rush, where you got location for the Bruce hideout, the supermarket from the second movie, and the peaceful retreat, of the minions. Not this one, I suppose, but it gives me those vibes, and it's kind of a fun concept, I'm curious about the concept of this land, because Park Soak, Park Soak, like there's going to be experiences for all ages, so makes me think. Seeing the concept art, I think Alicia's gonna pointed which one is which one, but I'm trying to see it, which will be, because oh yeah, in the center, okay. More so because the concept of a bar soak thing makes me think, a rapids ride, like like Cali River Rapids in Animal Kingdom, or Grizzly River Run, in DCA, it's kind of a fun. And Popeyes and Blue Dogs Bull Ride, Popeye and Blue Dogs, okay, which makes me kind of curious to see, because is there going to be the same experience flow and the same soaking experience of Popeye, you get to shoot, the passengers that you go by, you see the mess, and you get just soaked beyond belief, which is a fun concept, even more when it's so chaotic with the minions, What else? Now, speaking of that, and speaking of being so beyond belief, we in a water ride, Jurassic World. It's a journey of exploration where kids can learn about and come face to face with dinosaurs of Jurassic World in uniquely excited and interactive ways. Yes, Jurassic Park, the land in Islands of Adventure, as this is interactive area called, Camp Jurassic, that's also the name of a Netflix show, so, kinda nice, this is included, because, there's nothing more universal that, the Jurassic franchise, and it's kinda nice, makes me think what experience will there be, what are the things they're going to do, more so I think it's going to be like the Discovery Center, where where you get to see, stuff like like I said, like the description says, learning about dinosaurs, quiz questions, and the hatching of dinosaurs. I don't think that's available. I don't think that still happens, but I remember seeing as an experience, Oh yeah, and I really really appreciate, Camp Jurassic being, having this interactive area, because they have the amber mines, if I remember correctly, and oh yeah, and the pterodactyl falls thingy roller coaster thingy for those parents and kids, So, oh yeah, and a boneyard, like, Animal Kingdom has. I don't know, I don't think they do anymore because they closed, but, whatever. I mean, at least, the Jurassic franchise, is more marketable, they can do these things where, changing it to, um, another, you know, I don't want to talk about it. It's such a mess, Oh, oh, Park Hub with DreamWorks Gabby's Dollhouse, Central Hub with interactive play areas and shady lawns for rest and recharge, plus an immersive retail experience where guests can meet characters from Gabby's Dollhouse. And I don't know who is Gabby, so not for me, but for the kids and and the youth, So it's kind of nice, Like I said, I don't really know. Don't really care about it, Like trolls, I don't care. The little minions, they're infamous, and Shrek and Shrek. Oh, and certainly, and not least, SpongeBob SquarePants. It's Bikini Bottom's best day ever, and SpongeBob and friends cannot wait to show you around their neighborhood under the sea. I'm so hyped for this. Like I said, people undermine or the general audience doesn't know how impactful, how iconic was, Nickelodeon's presence at the parks when the park opened, Orlando, it's a studio parks, so, we're trying to be the Hollywood of these, trying to have, living recording places, but of course I can't because it's such a dumb thing, I think Georgia won them over, I think, the place where every, Disney Plus stuff is recorded, but whatever. Where they have those game shows, in Orlando, the time capsule, which, that area, they saw the funk, is Blue Man Group thing or whatever, some stations and such. And like I said, the Nickelodeon Hotel, where, you get to experience, the characters, meet the characters, and have a full day experience, that result. Like I said, the funk like covered it, but oh yeah, and the Nicktoons Blast starring Jimmy Neutron, which was replaced by the Minions, which kind of funny, kind of that. So, kinda sad, that, their presence was, was less each year, each, so the only, presence of Nickelodeon at the park, it was, a store, located in Kids Zone, which is in Rainbow slang, called SpongeBob to Store Pants. Quaint places, SpongeBob and such. And, it's also worth noting that SpongeBob is the only property here not owned by Universal. This one is owned by, Paramount. I was confused at first because I really thought the SpongeBob property was owned by them, but I guess not, but whatever. So, it's very promising, the concept art is amazing, because they have the crusty crabs, um, you know, which for a generation, SpongeBob. SpongeBob represent, growing, you enjoy, the escapades of SpongeBob and Patrick, their silly stuff, but when you grow up, you kind of relate to their work life, So, but being positive, being everything, what I'm trying to say here is that, well, this is a adult's dream, this fulfills the dreams of adults and makes them a child again, visiting the Krusty Krab, and their offerings, which when they tried to do that last year, because I think it was the 24th anniversary at the time or so. Yes, what I think it is, and how divisive that was, but I have trust in Universal. I haven't discovered this yet, but the dishes and food at Epic Universe looks amazing. It's amazing how team it is, how pretty much your teaming, turns it into some common food into something, an experience, like like Dark Universe and Steakhouse and such, so it'll be fascinating to see how much they embrace this, the creativity of the team, having the chance to do something as as legendary as the can Krusty Burger, and the whole menu, because it's not only the Krabby Patty, the capital Krabby Patty, sorry, and the whole menu, like you have like the whole gallery group, like yes, you have the Krusty Krab, but you have the Krabby meal, with a funny little toy, maybe they can embrace having a Paperman and Barnacle Boy in Universe toy, of course they're going to be SpongeBob toys, but it will be a fun concept, um the coral beaks, the kelp shake, the kelp rings, I'm curious to see how they're gonna decorate it, how they're gonna theme the food, especially in this land, for Shrek and Puss in Boots, and sort of, I sort of predict, sort of predict it's just going to be the same food as before, as they serve in DreamWorks Land. So, overall, I hope this succeeds, also kind of curious, more so for horror unleashed, what's the plan with that, you have Las Vegas, what, oh yeah, maybe they're going to, put it worldwide, in other places, don't know where, don't know when, but I hope these experiments work. Even more kids with swords, mostly more so because, like I said, families deserve something for themselves. They deserve entertainment, and even the best parks like the Orlando Resort and Hollywood, they can offer that, because of the studios, the complication we had. I hope they don't screw it up, with high requirements, the seats and such. Everyone deserves a little bit of entertainment. So that's the whole thing here. So yeah, but anyway, on with the Hollywood news. And oh my god, they gonna close Fast and Furious Supercharged in Hollywood. Oh my god, that Monday, I was such, such an, what do you call it, adrenaline for it, because, oh my god, this must have been a dream, because, they did it, they're gonna close it down, but, a little context is needed, Fast and Furious Supercharged, the Supercharged rights, in cursive. I think that's the terminology, and where our experiences based on the Fast and the Furious franchise, that you know that are very divisive, to say the least. They suck. So more so here because our version is part of the famous drum tour, which includes Jaws, Psycho, the waterfall thing, King Kong, I think that's it, and like I said, things not did a full 1 hour essay on why it doesn't work. So but let's be honest, the biggest complaint is that it's a simulator. And to paraphrase everyone and to put everyone who says they're mediocre playing about it, is nor fast nor furious. And I'm referring to the Hollywood one. I haven't even gotten to the Orlando one, who is a whole ride, that replaced that it had to replace two rides, two rides, the Beetlejuice Graveyard Review and Disaster Studios, and hope they didn't even try to make it different. It's just the same Scream experience. Even King Kong, their King Kong is different. Which was the Kong Reign of Kong, right? Which is based on the Kong 316 quarter in Hollywood. That is different. They didn't even try here, aside from the cube, which granted is immersive and such, but what's the point anyway? Though there's always such a fun irony with this situation, and I think a lot of people share this, that haven't they never built Supercharged with the popularity of Beetlejuice because of the sequel last year, Beetlejuice, they could, have some, it could, have been, popular, they could have, revamped the show, and sadly we don't have it. Sadly we don't have that show here anymore. So the graveyard review where Beetlejuice was with the Universal monster. So I don't know. I don't know what we're thinking. And Beijing, the Beijing park, the newest they built. They opened. There was supposed to be a Fast and Furious experience. I think it was going to be supercharged, but because of how pretty these last 5 years were, because of circumstance, they quietly remove it. And then some creatives kind of regret it. Everyone knows it's bad here. Like I said, some people, people say, oh no, it's so bad, it's good, in Orlando, but here it's just bad. It's just a non-worthy, non-worthy experience that encapsulates the drum tour and such. So how the seeds were planted for the closure of this is very cool. It's very fascinating because last year, they were last year or 2023, maybe that, they were, testings about sound testings about sound and screams, because mind you, for this new experience, which was announced in May of last year to be named Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. It's a new thrill ride themed to the saga, which I'm kinda iffy with it. It's kind of the same. It's not my cup of tea, but like I said, it's the Waterworld ideology where there's good team entertainment based on media you may not like, how Exorcist Believer, what the heck was that movie? I haven't seen it, but I had some weird things about it. But the Horror Nights house, it's amazing, it was amazing, and more so if they're doing it here, in horror licks, so, you know, and if you really want something fast and furious, of course do it with a roller coaster, Highlights will include a groundbreaking 360-degree rotation of individual ride vehicles. They're working along an elaborated track meticulously constructed with sound reduction technology. Right, okay. This is noteworthy, and also talking Snark's video, what Charlie said, Clousure said. But, our park is small. And this also goes for this year, where, they have, encapsulated areas, they encapsulate some of the track, so, it can be, the screams can be more, so too, because the Hollywood and Disneyland Resort are more so, local parks, people live there, so noise complaints are something that people sadly file, and what you're gonna do, you need to work with that, so that's why the screen testings about it, the contributions, with the sound reduction technology for breathtaking superior experience. And all of this thanks to Velocicoaster from Islands of Adventure, because they were always talks of, oh my god, let's do a Jurassic Park thing roller coaster, team the Raptors, the Amber Mines, but they never it was never something put on the ground, until they demolished the former Triceratops encounter in that place, they changed, pretty much the free zone space, to make that ride amazingly breathtaking as it is, and of course it is. Velocicoaster is it looks like an amazing ride, and this is what pretty much paved the way for Hollywood Drift, which, sadly made, it was a heavy toll because, it made close, the special effects show, which, come on, it's a special effects show, for a park dedicated to cinema and the magic of it. It's kind of sad, and the animal actors, sadly my uncle Jaimito, lost, he was fired, they laid him down, he was laid out because, it was a close experience, but, sacrifices are sacrifices, and I really much expect, I really hope they look in and just do something with it to bring back the special experience and the special effects show, because that pretty much the drum tour in that encompasses why the magic of filmmaking, and it's kind of a curious essay I wish to write, because they're fascinating, they're beautiful examples, about like our education with edutainment, at its best, but whatever. Locate Fast and Furious Hollywood Race will be located on the upper lot of Universal Studios Hollywood. Guests will queue up with a large red garage style structure before settling into the ride vehicles modeled after several authentic cars featured in the film, and catapulting along an aerial track that wins its way over parts of the theme park. And oh my god, I love this because towering above the starway, because the Hollywood is divided between the upper and the lower lot, and this huge escalator, that divides both, the right vehicle is going to run across, the going to run across, the hills, the hills of the that the escalator moves. So kind of curious, the queue, the description of the queue, gives me supercharged vibes from Orlando. I'm pretty hopeful it's the same queue because it's not the queue of Orlando is the only saving grace. Like there's stuff that they're quirky stuff like a Beetlejuice figure for because of the former ride these cartoons on Beetlejuice the tracks the light switch the power switch which earthquake Disaster Studios shot where they shot the red color and the supercharged is power I don't know how to explain oh, and the most quirky one is the collection of Toretto's cars and one of those is the DeLorean of Doc Brown and the car from Harry Potter the Weasley's car the flying car like what the frick with that I mean I'm all for crossovers but and I really love when IPs acknowledge each other that's why I love the Horror Nights Law how this Grace clown somehow car Freddy Jason Leatherface but this is just another level of ridiculous and I'm really hopeful they do the same thing there's there's this very quirky video about that Universal High published about about the crowd overseeing the track of the ride 80 miles per hour and such. Worth of my lifetime. The concept that Brown and Dominic Toretto, are in the race against the race, that's so funny even more because Doc Brown has a flying car, I don't know. So yeah. Now that I explained the situation at hand, let's just move on. They in the part, the Twitter accounts and such, it was an announced report. It was actually a press release. So I'm gonna quote it here. The Fast and the Furious Supercharged attraction on the Universal Studios Hollywood world famous theater prepares for the last ride on March 10. And the theme park readies for the all-new high-speed outdoor roller coaster Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, which is going to release next year. Which that's going to be cool. Maybe summer, maybe and spring. I don't know. To be honest, Ghost and Fines invite to experience the adrenaline-infused studio tour right before it closes. An exciting all-new studio tour attraction to be announced soon. So yeah, it's a farewell to La Familia. I couldn't care less because who cares? It's like their right closures that create controversy. I was at the epicenter, when I was in my theme park upbringing, being part of a theme park fan, I was smacked up at a little bit of, a little controversial change of a ride, might not know it called Tower of Terror this year, but that upbringing was, important because I never changed, but hindsight is important and I don't know but to think about it, there's that other statement about the wishy-washy splashy ride, which I don't want to talk about it, this seems like, the most first time I've seen people just celebrate love, like they're celebrating Palpatine's dead, without the music, from the special edition. So sin pena ni gloria, like is like we use the term here, without shame or glory. So people ask why is closing this sooner. Like I said, I can't show it here, but the construction for the track looks amazing. They're working really hard right now, with the track, and like I said, the track already towards, the escalators, so which is amazing. They released a time lapse, which is so cool. So pretty much shows her look in there in for it, but like I said, why close it so soon? Um, um, Speculation suggests they're going to use the setting and props for the spirits, the garage, yes, Supercharged is a very very heavily cringe screen space attraction, but they still props, they can reuse for the for Hollywood Ripsky. So I really think they're going to do that. Also FanFest, they might wanna use the space for it. Oh yeah, and speaking of that, yeah, Universal Studios Hollywood has announced Wicked characters Elphaba and Glinda. Elphaba is the Wicked Witch of the West. They're going to meet guests at FanFest nights. Team photos and such. Orlando already had us, an experience, not so much like the tribute stores, but something like that, with the props and such and the meet and greet. Oh my god, it turns the most it melts the hearts of the most wickedy fans out there. I'll just say that. But what the heck, let's talk about it. There have been rumors they want to do a Wicked Land, and I even kinda iffy about it. More so because yes, it was a big success, box office success. God, it's been nominated here and there, and this has been released before the Oscars, which could be so yeah about it. But the Oscars is a symbol for prestige. So I'm really curious to see what's gonna happen, this next Saturday, Sunday, whatever. And they haven't released Wicked for Good. The sequel releases this year. I'm trying to say I don't really wanna Shrek for the where after the success of a movie they just wow they just work in experience either be good or bad and they just do it for they quickly do an experience without thinking if it's going to age badly and Shrek for the age badly because because it was situated in Trek 1 and 2 and this it was a 4D movie so it was available everywhere. I have the CD and also theme parks are meant to last, and are you really going to do an experience based on a movie that recently came out, even more a duology that hasn't been finished? I don't know, but also something that like Matt worries is the fact that is the at the end of the day this is the Wizard of Oz property. It's one of the most celebrated books of all time. Even in the movie, the 1939 movie is also one of the most celebrated movies at the silver screen. Disney had one, in their Great Movie Ride, an amazing segment. That was a bruise, but whatever. So oh yeah, I'm the tricky thing about myself, but I remember playing the Cowardly Lion for a play, we had like in when I was a pop still, the Cowardly Lion, And the Cowardly Lion, and the APG, and the Angry Video Game review of that game. What I'm trying to say is, I don't know. It's so weird. I'm not a Wicked fan. Not I haven't seen the movie, despite how much the Wizard of Oz property has been in my life, in my growing up. I know so, but I'm kinda confident they will make it timeless, despite being based in movies. But the musical is also very kinda gets old, Oh, and they have in Universal Japan they formerly had a Osland, which had a Wicked show, what else? Oh yeah, and Disney we wanted to capitalize on that. They had the Return of Oz, in the 80s. It was like creepy, like terrifying, and they had they had what else? Ah yeah, and then they commissioned Sam Raimi to direct Wizard of Oz reimagining because of Wicked. They wanted to do a Oz the Great and Powerful Land in Frontierland. They never came. What I'm trying to say is, I hope they cook with the Wicked experience. For good. Wicked, they fully embrace the property. They make it timeless. That's the thing. If they want to do it here in Hollywood, there have been rumors they want to do it in Epic Universe, but I really see that an amazing concept art for a portal, which is amazing. I just it's a way to see and learn to what they can do, but with them being in FanFest next, it's I'm very excited to see what the future lies ahead. But yeah, I hope they don't screw it up. The property of the Wizard of Oz. Anyway, what I'm trying to, anyway, tangent aside, there have been rumors, there have been speculations of what could replace the ending of this experience. Since it's not going to be back to since it's not going to be supercharged, what will it be? Some say the Esmeralda City Train. Speaking of Wicked, like I said, I haven't seen Wicked, I'm sinful. God, please forgive me, Nicole. I haven't seen it. Don't haunt my nightmares. Or the Hogwarts Express train, which it's an experience in nightclubs of adventure that lets you, transport from Hogsmeade of Islands of Adventure to Diagon Alley, which is located in the studio park. So it's a fascinating concept, but just like Tim Stark said, ages ago, bring back to the future. Like, that's so easy, Like, come on, just make the finale of the attraction being Back to the Future, Like, come on, you have, like I said, Team Snipe video is all very fulfilling, with, this concept in pitches and just regurgitating, but, the concept that the tram tours, the tram cars, are time machines. They have flood capacitors built in it, they become they become hover cars, flying cars, and you travel through, the history of the tram, you read the the screen and experience the history of Universal past and present future. The tram experiences, the fun ones, pretty much great movie, right? And I really think, it's not really a necessity of of changing the whole place, demolishing it. I still I still think you can use the 360 screens from Supercharged. Just be more creative. Use the space because like I said, this this technology was used for King Kong. The other 360 experience in the tram, but that's King Kong. That's a giant ape and giant dinosaurs and things coming at you. So I really hope if they do a Back to the Future experiences is a grand scale. It's larger than life, but if they don't, I'll be okay if they demolish it and just build something new, but think to Back to the Future. Like, wow. Journeying through the history of the of, of Universal in a DeLorean theme type of tram tour. It's good. Because the franchise has been brought life again. Through the um, through the parades, they released last year, the tribute store, the blockbuster tribute store they did, to Back to the Future, the scene segment in Orlando. Oh my God. that's breathtaking. So, in a part of me thinks, yeah, let's do it. What's stopping us? So, you have these expansions, you have these experiences, you have the fact that we're going to want to do hotels in the for the Hollywood parks. Oh my God, what can I say? This future is promising. And you know what they say, the future is what you make of. So yeah, that's all I have to say for tonight's feature. I mean, yeah, I wanted to focus on those two things, kids resorts and the Fast and Furious thing, because they're really integral to the future of the destinations and experiences. The family friendly, the family always just experience up for the parks, for it is planned for other countries, other states, and the reevaluation of properties, in the use of properties, newer properties like Wicked, and the revitalization of Back to the Future or Jaws and stuff. I'm not sure if it can be done, but with E.T., I want E.T. back, so watching Hollywood, but so anyway, let me down below. Let me know. What are you excited for? Kids resorts, are you excited for the new Hollywood Dreams roller coaster? What do you think? And what do you think the final for the tram tour should be? So next podcast, I would like to talk proper about the newest rumors. But hey, anything can happen. It's not like they're gonna announce something that all the houses between this recording and that. So yeah, without any further ado, thanks for listening to Part from the Silver Screen. I'm Kimo, DJ not Usher out.
This one here? Is that what it's gonna be? I can't wait. Of course, Fast and Furious should be able to go a little faster than 88 miles per hour. Don't you agree? I am different from Dom, and I don't live my life a quarter mile at a time. Maybe 1 minute into the future, something like that.